So, welcome to the Ashes to Diamond podcast, and we're all about creating beautiful memories. And today I'm so excited because it's my first episode, and we're talking to the beautiful Belinda, who's a manufacturing jeweller with Ringcraft Moana in New Plymouth. So, Belinda, tell me a little bit about your background and how did you get into the jewellery industry?
Good morning, Kiara. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on your first podcast. So I arrived in New Zealand about 14 years ago from Berlin, and I've been a manufacturing jeweler pretty much for the past 4 years. But I have been working with Ringcraft Moana for way longer, so since I've arrived pretty much. So always been interested in the creative environment and the arts and crafts. So Rob took me under his wings and he taught me how to manufacture jewelry. And I haven't regretted one moment of it. It's really rewarding. It's really beautiful to see something evolve under your hands, really, that you created, and working with the clients to achieve their design ideas. And yeah.
Wow. That's super, because we've obviously worked together on a few projects, and I'm blown away by the work that you actually do. It's fascinating. So, Talking about that, can you share a memorable experience where you worked with a client to create an important piece of jewellery for them? Any client?
Yes. So we have a lot of personal stories that come to us, personal designs that are very important for their family. So I had one client, she came in bringing in a nautilus shell, so which those under you know, they are very brittle seashells, and we had to create a ring for her using this shell and creating actually a mold out of wax, casting it, and also using 3D technology along the way to achieve a ring for her dad, who was terminally ill and who received that gift as a family gift in hospital. And it was very emotional for us to guide us through the whole process, to sketching up the ring idea, to actually the challenge to work with something that's so brittle, but also we just had one example of, so we just had this one shell. So we had to be super careful as manufacturer not to break any of that, and also work towards a time frame to have it finished for her for a specific date. And it was one of the beautiful stories that we also written a blog about it, so it's on our website. So it was teamwork.
Oh, that's fascinating. Well, what we'll do is at the end of the show, we'll link back to your website so people can actually have a look maybe at that article when we're finished. Oh, that's beautiful. That is fascinating. So thinking of that client, how did you approach their understanding with their emotions and stories, obviously during this initial consultation?
Yeah, so it's the whole process of sitting down with them, listening to them, finding out also, as I said, in what time frame we are talking about. They want to have it all finished, and is it long lasting? Is it like a piece that they're gonna wear every single day? It's very important for us to choose the right setting. For example, when it comes to stones, in that case, it was a solid piece, but still I had to make sure that all the corners are rounded off nicely. So as a ring that's been worn on your hands when you are out and about, that nothing catches, that you're not gonna, in terms of having a stone, it's not for example, a claw set where you can catch easily and you remove your stone on accident. But so it's that whole initial consultation where we take our time to sit down and draw it all up, discuss the process with the client, and then sometimes in this case we got a follow-up story, so she ordered another shelf for her family actually to be worn as a memory of her dad. So
Oh, that's special. So obviously dealing with such a delicate piece, that obviously influenced the design and that you created for her.
Yes, definitely. It is, the family story that they also get approached for by their family members or even, colleagues. And so they can always tell the story as well behind that ring that they're wearing now. And that's very special to us because it always refers back to our studio. And we always want to make sure we do a great job. Something that's long lasting and something that they remember, and also pass on the story that these things are possible. You can have an idea, and it can be executed by a jeweler, by a manufacturing jeweler. You don't need to look online and trying to find something that, kind of is what you're looking for, but you can actually draw it up. You can talk to us, and we can design something specific that you actually have in mind. Yeah.
That's really cool. And you're so right there about the stories. So often I might compliment someone on a piece of jewellery they're wearing because it's beautiful. And they will always give you a story, a background story of that piece. There'll be something significant about it. Yeah, which is really cool. I think you guys are amazing. So following on from that, have you ever encountered any unique or challenging requests whilst creating a piece of jewellery? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Yes, so we have a lot of requests that people have seen something online, especially these days where we have Instagram and we have Twitter and we have Pinterest, and you just been bombarded with so many great videos and ideas of designs overseas, and people approach us with designs that are really up, high settings, very delicate floor settings, channel sets, very narrow bands or hollowed out bands that we then need to discuss as well as for their stone, especially also when it comes to your diamonds, that we have a setting that is secure, that's long lasting, and doesn't just last 5 years. And the claw might wear off or wear out really quickly, and you're going to lose that diamond. So we sometimes have to burst a bit their bubble and say, it's a beautiful design that you found, but thinking about your lifestyle and about the meaning of that diamond, I would recommend something a bit more sturdy, a bit more secure set, or maybe even a wider band.
So that's great. So you'd actually talk to the people and find out more about them rather than just creating something. It's about their lifestyle and how it is going to work in with them.
Yes, that's very important, because at the end of the day, they're going to come back to us. If somebody orders something online, all the designs that we have on our website, they are being designed by us, knowing that you can repair them along the line by any manufacturing jeweler, or that they last long. And if there are any issues, we will repair them as well. So any of our designs that have been broken down the line, they had an accident with them, for example. I mean, these things do happen, that we actually able to repair them. Yeah, that's very important.
I think that's important too, and it must give a lot more comfort and security to your clients knowing that they can bring them back to get them repaired in some cases. It's great. So can you recall for me a heartwarming moment where you witnessed the positive impact of a memorial piece that you perhaps created for someone?
Yes, we had a client. We created a pendant for her, and she came in, and this moment when you reveal your ring or your pendant or your piece of jewelry to the client, it's for us, it's that moment where we hand over our work that, that's taken hours to create. And to get the first reaction of our work is one thing. You see something maybe 3D designed prior or as a sketch, but then actually seeing the piece in metal and with a set stone, that's still something very different. And having this impact and just seeing their face either light up, or in this case, we see some tears, and that's a really, really big reward for us to see someone getting emotional over the piece and really loving it, and just knowing it is also their loved one as well. That they can have as a memory now, wearing it around their neck, and it's been with them every day. So
That's really lovely, because that's what people are doing now. There's so many choices what people can do in the memorialisation market. And so, that's cool. It must be. It's so heartwarming, isn't it? It's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. What role do you see yourself playing in helping individuals perhaps go through the process by creating meaningful and personalised jewellery pieces?
So it's very important that the person who's thinking about having a piece of jewellery designed for them, using one of your beautiful diamonds, to maybe sit down and to collect a few ideas. We always take into account designs that they have seen, that they maybe already have, that they would like to incorporate. But it can be anything. It can be that they prepare themselves with maybe pictures from their favorite place, maybe for example, within Taranaki, Mount Taranaki, something that they like the shape, the look of, some inspirational ideas, to bring those into the first meeting. So then we can sit down and have a look at them, and then we know in which direction the design should go. If it's more floral, is it more into the architectural design direction? Is it very modern? Is it very petite? What would they actually like to have designed, and then to come up with a plan. So having that first initial meeting prepared, and then also maybe choosing in terms of when they approach you, what size of diamond they would like to have as well. Is it a tiny? Is it a half a carat? Is it a carat diamond? Would I actually like looking at it every day? So wearing it on my hand. Do I want to wear it next to another ring, which also is important in terms of how long lasting is the design for the setting. So am I having another ring next to it? Is it going to rub next to my setting permanently every day? It's going to start wearing up the material. So therefore, I should be prepared to spend a little bit more money and get a platinum ring or white gold instead of a sterling silver ring or 18 karat yellow gold ring. Yeah,
because they obviously wear.
Yeah.
Sorry, they obviously wear a bit more, do they? The 18 karat gold and the sterling silver.
Yes, they do, and they will show scratches, more easily. So it is good to even call your manufacturing jeweler prior and just ask them, for my first meeting, what would you like me to bring in? What should I think about, gold or platinum? What are the differences here and variability? I want to pass my piece on to my children one day. Can you give me any recommendation here for the style of setting or the design actually?
So if someone has, say, got a diamond, and let's say they've created a heart and diamond, is it best that they come and talk to you first to say to get a design crafted before they choose their diamond size? Because like you just mentioned, things can look so different once they're in a setting, can't they?
Absolutely, yes. So if they want to go for a ring, for example, but they don't really wear rings, and if a ring, they would just like to have something very small and petite. Well, if you choose a very large diamond, it's not going to work really for their hands, maybe. So the size of the hands is a very important factor, as well as what kind of style do they actually like. The last thing that we want is to design something when at the end of the day they say, well, it was nice at the time, but actually I don't really like wearing it, or I don't enjoy wearing it. It's not really, really me. I just had this idea and it looked good on the internet, or it looked good on this other person, but it doesn't fit me. So that's just like the last we really want. So having in mind the size diamonds, even if when they talk to you and you tell them the millimeter, like I believe it's also on your website, that draw it up on a piece of paper and just have a look at it. How big actually is this diamond? Is it too big for me? Do I want to have maybe also a few diamonds designed for the whole family that they can wear and enjoy? Or, as I said, a rub set or a flush set is maybe a more secure way of setting the diamonds than a claw set. Just having that thought first.
Because I find a lot of people come to me initially because they want to obviously memorialize their loved one, but they're not sure on the size diamonds. And of course, I can give them the measurements, the rough estimate measurements for each sort of size. But something I certainly do is recommend them to go and talk to someone like yourself, because then you'll actually be able to show them maybe some existing settings in that particular size, which helps give them an idea, which is great. That's why I love working with you guys.
Yeah. It's like just go into any jeweler really and have a talk to them and say, maybe show me half a carat diamond. Like what does it actually look like? And lots of people will be surprised by the size, and even if it's a 37 pointer, it still looks very impressive. So yeah, just go and have a talk and reach out to your jewelers, or then directly to Heart and Diamonds and have a talk. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you've got a few pieces there that you're working on at the moment. Do you want to show us what you've got at the moment? Talk us through what you're doing.
Yeah, so we're always experimenting, and of course we have the art stroll coming up soon, end of October, where we are part of as well. So Rob and I, we have to we have to, but we do design new pieces every year, like new collections. And I have one that is a bit of a hybrid. It's a bit of based on a kinna and based on the glass dome of the Berlin Parliament. Now, I guess because of my background, I've been heavily influenced by the Berlin architecture and especially Bauhaus, the whole Bauhaus movement. So I don't know if you can see that. I have designed a bit of a domed kinna ring, and it has a little setting for a small diamond on the top. So I'm gonna see if I can finish that just in time for the arts trial and bring out the new collection.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, do you have many clients wanting to have jewellery repurposed? Maybe it's because of sentimental reasons, and if so, what do they need to do if they're coming to meet you?
Yeah, we do. One of the great services we can offer is a recycling service. Sometimes people find themselves with a lot of jewelry they maybe have inherited. Maybe the lost earring where they just have one left, and nobody can really redesign it. So they bring in a box or like little bags of unwanted jewelry or jewelry that they can't wear anymore. And we do a meltdown as well of their jewelry and resetting of their stones. So we talk them through the process of what can be reset and what metals we need to add to redesign a new piece that they will actually enjoy wearing. We also have classes where they can do their own melts using their gold, their silver, which is quite fun. It's in 3 hours. They come up with a plain band, so this is not going to be too complicated. But yeah, just to roll out their own metal, do a melt, roll it out, join up the band sides, and create something totally new out of some old gold and silver. So it's the best way actually than buying new. Just have a look first. Do you have at home that you don't like wearing anymore? Yeah, get it recycled.
Yeah, that's brilliant, especially in this day and age where we're all conscientious about the environment and things. Hey, you touched on something there that really piqued my interest, was you do jewellery classes. Tell me a little bit about those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite fun. We do we started off with a bracelet class 7 years ago. People would restring, or they would string pearls and beads and gemstones to create their own bracelet. And based on that, then we developed more complex classes. As I mentioned, the meltdown class, which is also like a wedding band class, has been booked especially during the summer times. Yeah, for couples to make each other's wedding bands. So we give them the whole platform that they can sit next to each other at our jewelry benches, and they use the mandrels, they use the hammers and the torch, and they shape each other's wedding bands. That is very personal. It's a lot of fun for us, for Rob and me, to give them a good insight. Lots of people don't actually know how physical it is to make jewelry. So they get a whole workout on the rollers, rolling up the metals, pouring the metals, and there's lots of filing. It's getting an edge straight is actually the biggest challenge as a jeweler, to get it all lined up perfectly. And I'm also in discussion now with the gallery on Fenton Street and Stratford to run a class over there. That's it's going to be an earring class, so I'm in the development of that at the moment. So it's very exciting for me to also travel a little bit with the jewelry and go to different regions and teach. That's really fun. I really enjoy it.
Wow, and that's incredible. I didn't realise you could do all of that. And like you just said, with creating each other's wedding bands, wow, how unique, how special. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, just conscious of time here, Belinda. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners that we haven't talked about?
Yes, I would actually really love talking about cleaning jewelry, because we got asked so many times, and we see so many times people coming in showing us their pearl jewelry where the glue has failed, the pearl came off from their earrings, their necklaces, or the opal that lost the luster because they cleaned them with what they thought is the right thing to do. That they picked something up online, and they use toothpaste, and from toothpaste to tomato sauce, Coca-Cola. We have seen so many different ideas of how to clean your jewelry, and I can just really recommend use soapy water if it's a hard stone. If anything that is not a sapphire or diamonds or ruby. Even with rubies, be careful. Just a soft bristle toothbrush and soapy dishwashing detergent water. Give it a little scrub and use a jewelry cloth that you can purchase from your jewelers anywhere really. Just give it a good rub and leave it. Just any opals, especially pearl jewelry, these are so brittle and you can do more damage than actually shine it up. Like just if you think they look dull, just pop into any jewelry store and ask the staff there, how should I clean my jewelry? Yeah,
Wow.
You could prevent a lot of damage and a lot of repair work.
That's amazing. And that people used tomato sauce or Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's really, really amazing. Hey, Belinda, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful catching up. And what we'll do is we'll put your link in the show notes so that people can contact you if they've got any questions, especially if they want to join in with those jewellery classes. I think that's fantastic. So
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.